All right, so today we're going to dive deep into a company I've had my eye on for a while now, PrimiSmarts Technologies.
Oh, yeah, they're interesting.
Yeah, and they really seem to get the whole tech situation in healthcare.
Right. It's almost like healthcare and tech are at odds or something.
Totally. I mean, doctors obviously need tech, but it always seems to be causing more problems than it solves.
Yeah, you've got those clunky systems and the constant worry about security and then just trying to keep up with all the software. It can be overwhelming.
It's like they're stuck back in the dark ages of paper charts almost.
Well, that's what PrimiSmarts wants to change.
Yeah, they seem to be tackling it head on.
They're all about understanding what doctors need and then actually providing those solutions.
Okay, so let's get into it. What are they actually offering? What makes them different?
Well, they're laser focused on medical practices, and they offer this really interesting proactive monitoring service. So instead of just waiting for something to break.
Which is what most IT companies do, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're actually constantly monitoring your systems to try and catch problems before they even start.
Oh, wow. That's pretty smart.
Right. Think about it. Less downtime means patients aren't kept waiting, appointments run smoothly, and doctors can actually access patient data when they need it.
Which is kind of crucial when you're trying to, diagnose someone.
Exactly. It can even impact the quality of care.
Okay, so proactive monitoring, that's a big one. But even with the best systems, things are going to go wrong sometimes.
Of course, technology isn't perfect.
So what happens when there's an IT emergency in the middle of a busy day?
Well, that's where their rapid response system kicks in. They know that in healthcare, every minute counts. So their whole goal is to get things back up and running as quickly as possible.
Makes sense. I mean, a system crash could be disastrous in a medical setting.
Exactly.
Now we can't talk about healthcare technology without mentioning the elephant in the room.
APA.
Yep, data security and IPA compliance. That's got to be a major concern for any practice.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about avoiding fines. It's about protecting those really sensitive patient records.
Right.
So PrimiSmarts has this whole multi-layered approach to security, firewalls, intrusion detection systems, encryption.
Okay, so they're really covering all the bases.
Yeah, and they don't stop there. They actually help practices implement and manage those IPA compliance systems.
So they're not just providing the tech, they're providing the expertise too.
Exactly. They make sure practices actually understand how to use the systems and stay up to date with all the regulations.
That takes a huge weight off doctors' shoulders.
It really does. And they go even further with this thing they call strategic IT planning.
Strategic IT planning. What's that all about?
So it's basically helping practices look ahead, like what tech do they need to be successful in the future?
So it's not just about fixing current problems, it's about anticipating future ones too.
Exactly. They work with practices to figure out their goals and then create a roadmap for how to get there.
Interesting. What kind of stuff does that involve?
Well, it could be anything from integrating new telehealth solutions to setting up patient portals or even helping them upgrade their electronic health record systems.
So they're almost like tech consultants then.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. They're helping practices really utilize technology to its full potential.
I imagine can be a real game changer for doctors.
Oh, absolutely. Imagine a practice where technology actually makes their lives easier and helps them deliver better care.
That sounds pretty idyllic. But let's be realistic here. Wouldn't it be cheaper for these practices to just hire their own IT person?
You'd think so, right? But you have to factor in the specialized knowledge PrimiSmarts brings. You're essentially getting a whole team of experts who are dedicated to healthcare technology.
That's a good point.
And you don't have the headache of managing another employee. PrimiSmarts takes care of everything. System, maintenance, security updates, software troubleshooting.
It frees up doctors to do what they do best.
Exactly, focus on their patients.
So it sounds like we've established that PrimiSmarts is doing something pretty unique here.
Definitely.
They're not just offering basic IT support. They're really partnering with practices to help them navigate this increasingly complex tech landscape.
Couldn't said it better myself. They're not just fixing computers. They're helping doctors use technology to improve patient outcomes, be more efficient, and actually enjoy their work more.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with something to ponder. How is technology changing the relationship between doctors and patients? And how can companies like PrimiSmarts ensure that technology ultimately strengthens that bond rather than weakens it?
That's a great question.
It's something for all of us to think about as we move further into this digital age.
I agree.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me for this deep dive into PrimiSmarts technologies.
It was a pleasure.
And until next time, keep innovating.